Hello there guys, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm here with another review from Before the 90 Days, and this is Season 4 Episode 6, Can't Buy Me Love. And today I'm going to be talking about Geoffrey and Varya and Tom and Darcey. If you haven't already, please press that red button, just subscribe to my channel, and a massive thank you to all of those who have done so thus far. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. So first today we're going to talk about Tom and Darcey. So as we know from last time we met Tom and Darcey, Tom is over in New York and he wants to meet with Darcey. So we first see Darcey and she's doing her hair and her makeup, and she tells us Tom is over and he wants to meet, but he doesn't know that I've seen pictures of him with another woman. Darcey, he probably does because he posted that picture himself on his social media. So he knows very well, even despite the fact that you've blocked him and he's blocked you, that your sister and any of your friends and any of the millions of people who watch 90 Day Fiance would have told you about it by now. So this is the clearest indication that Tom doesn't give an F. If more indication was needed, that is. And apparently when Tom sent a text to Darcey asking her to meet up, he didn't put any hugs or kisses at the end. And that to her is a signal. That's a signal. So not ignoring you when you got back, not making friends with Jesse, not gaslighting you all the way through last season, and not saying he's too busy with business. What business, Tom? To even ring you. That's not a message. The message to you is he didn't put kisses on the end of a text. Oh, Darcey. Sometimes you really need to get a grip. And she also explains that Tom wanted her to go to Argentina with him with all of his friends, and she thinks it's some sort of trick. And she says he knows he did me dirty. He's just trying to soften me up by pretending to invite me on trips. And she says she's going to meet up with him to tell him goodbye. Darcey, when you're dating someone as despicable as Tom, the relationship doesn't actually warrant you meeting up with him in order to break it off. Normally I would say these things are best done face to face, but with somebody like Tom, I wouldn't give him the time. And next up we go to see Tom, and he's just arrived in New York from the UK. He says, "Hi, my name's Tom. I'm 39 years old and I'm from the UK." And the Ebird believes that he uses Lisa's abacus because there's no way he's 39. Either that or he's completely innumerate. And Tom's unpacking his suitcase in his hotel and we can see he's lost weight. And the Ebird's wondering who's this new girl that he's with. And do you know what, guys? I think her name's Jenny Craig. Tom's such a little biatch that I can imagine him weighing food and counting calories, but I don't believe outside of a photo shoot we'll ever see Tom hit the gym. And as ever, Tom's brimming with bullshit, and he tells us, "I thought Darcey and I could have a future together, but then things changed. I think the long distance was a nightmare, but I love Darcey a lot more than she'll ever realise. But she made the relationship so difficult. She kept on talking about her ex Jesse. Tom knows she didn't. People kept on asking her about her ex Jesse, and then TLC decided to invite Jesse to the end of season tell-all. And let's not forget that you also reached out to Jesse via social media. So it wasn't all just one-way traffic. And I hate this whole narrative because Tom's pretending maybe we'll get back together and maybe we'll split up. Who knows? We all know, Tom, you never liked Darcey from the get-go, and you know it. You used her wholly and solely as a clout chase. And Tom tells us that Darcey has texted him to arrange to meet at a restaurant tomorrow at 12 p.m. He says we'll see what tomorrow holds. The same as yesterday, Tom, and the day before. Lies and bullcrap from you. But then we see Darcey again, and Darcey tells us that he's texted to say he wants to talk things over and he doesn't want a war. What is he talking about? And Tom says maybe there's something there to be salvaged. How can there be? But he doesn't want to be questioned and he doesn't want to be quizzed on things. He's setting this all up because he knows very well she's bound to question him about this random girl on his social media. So because he knows there's going to be questions, there's no point in him saying, "I hope she doesn't question me." Of course she will. Who wouldn't? The worst scenario is that she will get angry and upset. That's the worst scenario, Tom. So you say you're in love with her and you love her more than anybody will ever know, but that's the worst scenario. Most people would say the worst scenario is that she'll fall out with me. The worst scenario is that we can't be together or that we can't be friends. The worst scenario is that I upset Darcey or make her cry. No, the worst scenario is that she will get angry and upset. So i.e. the worst scenario is that she will embarrass you. And like I say, Tom is the most selfish individual I have seen in a long time, and his embarrassment means the world to him and Darcey's feelings mean nothing. Anyway, Darcey turns up and she's wearing her usual stilts, a face full of makeup. And what's this I see? She's got an overnight bag. Really, Darcey? And she tells us it's so if they have a big argument, she doesn't take the argument back to her family and upset the serenity of her household. Darcey, you're in the household. Therefore, it's a guaranteed serenity-free environment. Everything you do is on social media and on TV. Your family are already upset, no doubt. If that was really a problem, you wouldn't live your life so relentlessly in the public domain. Be truthful, you've really got an overnight bag. On the off chance that you and Tom manage to patch things up, Tom promises to marry you within the next fortnight, and you go back to his. That's why you've bought your bag. And so she walks into the restaurant, and Tom stands up to greet her, and then she declines to hug him, saying, "I don't feel comfortable." And that's where we end this story for this week. So more of the same from these two. Blind faith, blind hope on the part of Darcey. She's still hoping they get back together. She's not thinking about finishing with him. And for Tom, well, another bout of crucial exposure so he can peddle his lies on the internet. Guys, tell me what you think. And next up, for your viewing pleasure, we're going to talk about Geoffrey and Varya. So we catch up with Geoffrey as he's storming out of the restaurant. Remember last week, he argued with all of Varya's friends and started screaming and shouting and stormed out. As I see Geoffrey walking off, I can't help but notice his gait. He's got a very strange way of walking, very strange indeed. And Varya rushes after him and she wants to calm him down. And it's strange that she should want to do that, considering she then proceeds to inform him that she's interacting with another American man on the very same website, but only as a friend. Varya, give it up. Geoffrey's got your number. You know it, he knows it, we all know it. You just want to find your way to America in any way you can. And Geoffrey's bubbling with anger. And he says, "Are you still talking to him?" And she says, "Well, yeah. Varya, didn't you just say that it was all in the past? So it's not in the past, it's in the present." And she said, "I'm only talking to him as a friend. He has my Instagram, and that's all." "Yeah, right." And then Geoffrey says, "I saw someone with English writing pop up on your WhatsApp the other day." And then she said, "Oh yeah, he has my, and Geoffrey screamed, "This is a joke." So they're not just interacting on the website. He has her Instagram. They're not just interacting on Instagram. He also has her WhatsApp. And if you guys don't know how WhatsApp works, I'm sure you do, that means that he has her phone number. Geoffrey puts two and two together and says, "Have you guys met up?" And then she said, "We met in Azerbaijan, but it didn't work. He's not for me. He's not the one I want. I want you." And honestly, guys, every time I look at Varya's face, I know she's just fixing to tell yet another lie. And considering she tells so many, she's not that good at it. Varya, chant after me. Must try harder. Must try harder. You're rubbish at this lying game. And this is all a game to Varya. Why most people play doctors and nurses, Varya plays Americans and visas. And she opines, "I'm trying to explain to you everything, but you don't want to listen to me." No, he doesn't, Varya, because you're a filthy low-down liar. And Geoffrey tells her he's not staying with her tonight. He's going to book into a hotel. And he tells us he feels like such a fool. But Varya, be careful. He's a dangerous fool. A very dangerous fool indeed. Be careful, Varya. If he gets the opportunity, he'll kick your head in. And the next time we meet up with Geoffrey, he's telling us he's thinking about cutting his losses and going back home to the USA. He just can't decide what to do. So he decides to call his friend Mary to talk things over. How lovely of you, Geoffrey. How considerate of you. In light of the fact that you know Mary is in love with you. Is there nobody else you could call? What about Olga? And he calls Mary and she says, "How are things going?" And he says, "Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous in Russia. I've been to the Red Square and I've seen Lenin's tomb." Guys, he only went to Lenin's tomb so he could interact with somebody who has a worse criminal history than he does. And he continues to marry, but we got into a huge fight. And she says, "Why?" And he said, "She's talking to other Americans and I'm upset. I think I'm being used by her." And she said she's talking to other guys, not just other guys, other Americans. "I'm a ticket to the USA." And Mary said, so she's not said she's sorry or tried to fix things or tried to make you comfortable about the situation. And he said, "She tried to stop me running out of the restaurant, but she just told me I'm overreacting." And Mary said, "I told you before you left, this was not the right direction for you. I mean, I said this for personal reasons, but I really felt it." And then Geoffrey tells producers, "I can't believe I missed a shot of love with Mary. I didn't expect that." Geoffrey, yes you did, because we all saw your interaction before you left for Russia. We all saw how upset she was. She actually said to you, "Why her? Why not me?" Is that not enough? You know very well that Mary fancies you, and you know very well at this point in time you're toying with Mary's feelings and emotions. But why would you care? You're county jail, Jeff. And Mary said, "I told you this before you went." But nevertheless, every couple has struggles. You should talk to her, and how she reacts and how she deals with this whole situation will tell you everything you need to know about whether you can continue with this relationship or not. I mean, I really hope she fails for personal reasons, but give it a shot. And Geoffrey said, "Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to call her. Have a great day." Geoffrey, you really are a selfish mofo. And next time we see Geoffrey, he's meeting up with Varya, and Varya struts down the street with Geoffrey's giant suitcase. And Geoffrey says, can we talk? And Varya says, yeah. And she says, your behaviour was unacceptable as it was the first time you met with my friends. And Geoffrey said, I'm supposed to accept that you're talking to other people? And then again, Varya lies. She said, it was in the past. Varya, that's a lie. You've just admitted that you're still speaking to him. Geoffrey just told you that he saw a WhatsApp from this very guy on your phone. So whilst Geoffrey's been here, you have been speaking to him. You have not told this guy, forget it, I've got a new American here now. Stick your visa. I got other visas to fry. You didn't tell him that. And so why are you saying it's in the past? And guys, Varya lies so much her pants are literally on fire. And Geoffrey tells her, all of these revelations tell me that I'm only here as a vehicle for you to get to America. I want you to tell me the truth. That's all I want. Really, Geoffrey? If we're going to do the truth game, I think there's a few things you need to say too. And then he said, I want to make up with you. I want everything to be okay. You just need to promise me that you're not speaking to anybody else. And so of course Varya says no. If Varya told me it was day, I'd know it was night. If Varya told me the grass was green, I'd be positive it was red. She's just a straight up liar. And Varya said, I don't want to hold a grudge as it poisons my mind, my heart, my soul. No, it's your lies that poison everything, Varya. You don't know how to tell the truth. You can't even lie straight in bed. And she tells us, I like Geoffrey, I miss him. I want to be nearby him. And this is probably true. I guess that compared to Russia, Tennessee is quite nearby to New York. And right at the end of this segment, Geoffrey says, I haven't been honest with her though. She's not going to take kindly to me having been to prison. Geoffrey, I don't think it's just the fact that you've been to prison. I think it's that you've been drug dealing. I think it's that you've been beating up men and women. I think it's that you've had an extremely long history of domestic violence which continues right to this very day. I think it's because you can't control your temper. I think all of these things she's going to have a problem with. So guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that Geoffrey's overplayed his hand? I kind of think that he's gone on so crazily about this talking to another American that now when he goes to tell his truths, which I'm sure are only going to be a third of what he's actually done, he's going to make it really difficult for himself. And what do you think of Varya? Do you think she'll ever be able to tell the truth? I just think that Varya is a straight up liar. Outside the restaurant, she was actually looking into his eyes and saying, we don't speak now, it was in the past. And he said, your friend said it was now. Well, okay, but only because he has my Instagram. He just comments on my Instagram. But I saw him WhatsApp you. Oh yeah, and WhatsApp. She's looking in his face as she tells him lies. He uncovers one lie and she continues to tell more. He uncovers another lie and she still continues. She continues until there are no more lies left to uncover. And then she says, Geoffrey, you are overreacting, in her sing-song voice. Yes, it's very well documented. None of us like Geoffrey and he's a very bad egg. But Varya, I really don't like this girl. She's no good. Let me know what you think. Put your comments down below and I will get on with my next review. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you to everybody for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Ciao for now.